Okay, I want to encourage everybody to check out my blog, pharmacistben.com. You can also link up to my Facebook page, The Truth with Ben. That's a mostly skincare Facebook page. You guys, most of you know I've been in the skincare business for many years. I have a lot to say about taking care of your skin. We're also going to be doing a weekly webinar, or phone webinar, I guess you could call it, every Sunday, 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 7 o'clock Central Time, with my friend Dixie. We're going to talk about the Healthy Start Pack. This Sunday, our dial-in number is 559-726-1300, 559-726-1300, and then you hit the access code 455-987-pounds, 559-726-1300, and then 455-987-pound. We started last week. We talked about weight loss. I think we're going to make the recordings available as well. I'll have to let you know about that as I find out more about it. But we'd love to have you on the call. They're every Sunday. This Sunday, as I say, we're going to be talking about the Healthy Start Pack. They're very short calls, by the way. They're only about 15 or 20 minutes, and then we take 1 or 2 questions. So the whole thing's about a half an hour. 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 7 o'clock Central Time, Sundays. Okay, thanks for joining us on the bright side. We've been talking about arginine. I love this stuff. I actually got a Facebook post, and I responded to it. Somebody was taking arginine and felt like they were getting some kind of brain fog issues and dizziness. I think he said he's getting headaches. I'll read his post here in our next segment. In any case, I know of no toxicity associated with arginine, and I responded this way to this gentleman. I know of no toxicity associated with arginine. Arginine is considered to be a conditionally essential amino acid. Essential in the world of nutrition, as most of you know, means you absolutely, positively must have the stuff in your diet or supplements because your body can't make it, and it's as necessary as air or water. An essential nutrient is as necessary as air. And an essential nutrient is something you can't make, which means you got to supplement with it or you got to get it in your diet. Now, arginine it doesn't have that status. It's not considered essential. It's considered conditionally essential. And there's some other amino acids that are that way. Glutamine in particular is conditionally essential. And that basically means that while it's not an absolute must-have and you could survive without supplementing or getting it in your diet, it's probably a good idea. In other words, most of us aren't going to be making as much arginine or glutamine or other conditionally essential nutrients as we need, so it's probably a good idea to supplement. And in the case of arginine, there is zero toxicity. And you can go on Scholar, Google, you can go anywhere you want. And I've been researching the stuff for a long time. If there is something, some kind of toxicity associated with arginine, I don't know of any, and I don't even know any mechanism, although I suppose anything's possible. And that's really the bottom line when it comes to supplementing. It doesn't matter what I tell you. It doesn't matter what the literature says. It matters how you feel when you take something. And if you're absolutely positively sure that you're reacting in a certain way, don't let anybody tell you that that's not true. I'm not going to tell you that. You shouldn't let any medical professional tell you that. If your experience is that you take something and you don't feel good, you feel uncomfortable or whatever, and you're pretty sure it's associated with whatever you're taking, don't take it, even if the doctor or the literature tells you that there's no way it could be problematic. In any case, arginine is supremely non-toxic. In fact, arginine is used by the body's detox system. It's one of the ways we clear out toxins is via arginine, and arginine's participation in a very, very interesting, which we'll talk about maybe next week, a very interesting detoxification pathway that occurs in the kidneys. In any case, arginine is related to the liver. We've been talking about how arginine and other nutrients relate to liver health issues. Liver health issues affect 100 million people or more in this country. Can you imagine a health crisis that affects 100 million people? Well, of course, there's lots of health crises that affect that many people. Prediabetes and diabetes affects 100 million people in this country. Degenerative diseases, autoimmune diseases, I should say, and degenerative diseases as well affect probably close to 100 million people. We got a sick culture. And liver health issues go part and parcel with generalized disease. The liver processes lots of things, and when the liver breaks down, it's more than likely something else is going to show up as a disease. Some kind of disease is going to show up once the liver breaks down. The liver is processing amino acids, it's processing protein, it's processing sugar and fat and toxins in food. It's processing and detoxifying prescription medication. It's producing bile, which is not only important for digesting food, but also important for hormone health, also important for heart health. This link between cardiovascular disease and bile is very underappreciated. The link between cardiovascular disease and because of bile's connection to cardiovascular disease, the link between heart health and the diet and the digestive system is also very underappreciated, in my opinion. And this is missed a lot when people go in for cardiovascular health problems to the cardiologist, and they want to do a bypass, and they want to put you on medication, beta blockers or calcium channel blockers. How often does the cardiologist check out your digestive system, check out whether you're making enough bile, check out your gut, gut bacteria, dysbiosis? There's a very important connection between bacteria in the gut and cardiovascular health issue. This is why we're always backtracking to the digestive system, no matter what your health crisis is. If you want to quickly get some results or quickly get some relief, go to the digestive system. Always, always, always. And the liver is, in a sense, a jumping off point between digestive health and wellness and other symptoms because of all the things the liver does. The liver's a digestive structure, and then it does lots of other things as well. So when the liver is overworked from processing foods, you got food allergies or problems with gut bacteria, it's a very simple matter for the liver to jump off, for problems in the liver, I should say, to jump off and become problems in the heart, problems in the brain, problems in the bones, problems in the muscles, problems all over. And if your cardiologist or rheumatologist or any other doctor isn't backtracking to the liver and the digestive system, you may want to remind him to do so, or you may want to do it yourself. Okay, we're coming back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 855-660-4261 is our number. We'll be back right after this. Okay, we are back on the bright side. We're talking, well, I should tell you here, let's see. If you want to, I'm doing these YouTube videos. Some of you have seen these. I'm doing YouTube videos on skin health, and I'm posting them on my Facebook page, The Truth with Ben. I got a personal Facebook page, which most of you guys are signing up on or friending me on, and then I have a skincare and healthcare Facebook page called The Truth with Ben. If you want to, you could either go on there and link up to that Facebook page if you want to check out these videos, or you can send me an email, ben@ksco.com, and we'll put you on the list. And as we do these videos, which we do every week, once or twice a week, we'll send you links via your email address, or you can just head over to The Truth with Ben. Got an email, or got a Facebook, I should say, from Paul. He says, arginine took me for a loop. Ben, arginine took me for a loop. I'm pre-diabetic with elevated cholesterol and borderline high blood pressure. I took it to help regulate things. Well, first of all, that's a problem right there, but let me continue. I feel like my brain is swollen. I'm lethargic and flush. I know it's the arginine because I've experimented. Can you tell me what's up? Thanks. Well, a couple things come to mind when I read this note. First of all, you don't, and this is so important, and I'm partially guilty of encouraging this misunderstanding, but this is a really, really important misunderstanding and something we want to clear up. We really need to clear up if we're going to understand how to use nutrition and nutritional supplementation. You don't want to take this for that. This is the medical model. The medical model gives you this for that. Oh, I have arthritis, I'll give you prednisone. Or you have a headache, you take aspirin. Or you have stomach problem, we'll give you Pepto-Bismol. And you take this for that. That's called the medical model. That's called allopathic medicine. That's what the medical model's about. Allopathic medicine. Allo means against. A-L-L-O is the Latin prefix for against. Pathy, P-A-T-H, is the Latin term for disease. Allopathic means against disease. You fight disease. That's not what nutrition does. You don't take nutrition to fight disease. You take nutrition to build a healthy body. This is such an important, if subtle, distinction. Nutrients build a healthy body. Then the body does the work. If we're taking this for that, arginine for cholesterol, or vitamin C for a cold, or zinc for acne, or what do I take for my high blood pressure, or what do I take for my autoimmune disease? We're trying to apply the allopathic medical model to nutrition, and it doesn't work that way. Nutrients are fuel and raw materials for the body to do its work. A lack of arginine can certainly cause a problem, but that doesn't mean you take arginine to block a specific health issue. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Arginine is a conditionally essential nutrient that we need for zillions, well, maybe not zillions, but a lot of different reasons. It does a lot of different things in the body. But you don't want to think about this in this doctor allopathic fashion. I'm going to take arginine because I have high cholesterol. You take arginine or you use arginine because it's an essential or conditionally essential nutrient that is important for the health of the body. The body will take care of your elevated cholesterol and your high blood pressure and your thyroid and anything else because that's the way the body works. It's in the body's nature to heal itself. All we got to do is give the body the raw materials to do its work. We don't have to worry about taking this for that. That's the first thing that comes to mind when I hear somebody say, I'm taking arginine. In this case, I'm taking arginine to help regulate things. The second thing is you always want to go by your personal experience. Even though I know of no way it's possible that arginine can cause somebody to feel like their brain is swollen and be lethargic and flush. And if this gentleman has other symptoms, I would certainly be thinking that it has something to do with the other symptoms. But that having been said, personal experience always trumps theory. I'm giving you theory. I'm giving you general ideas. I'm giving you concepts based on my 30 years or nearly 30 years of experience in this business. But it's your personal experience that at the end of the day counts. So, Paul, if you're absolutely sure it's arginine, and every time you take arginine, your brain is swollen, you're lethargic and flush, I can't think of how that works, but it doesn't matter what I think. It matters how you feel after you use a supplement, and you may want to reduce your dose on the arginine. You may want to take it in divided doses if you're taking too much. But the problem with blaming arginine, if it's really not the arginine, is something else, is you may be missing something. So I can't help you with this because I don't know how arginine could ever cause a problem like that, but it doesn't really matter what I think. It matters how you feel at the end of the day. Okay, so I want to say that about arginine. Really one of the most non-toxic of all the nutritional supplements you could take, and you could take a lot of it. I've personally been taking 5 grams, maybe 5 to 6 days a week for years. Okay, let's see. If we are, as far as liver health goes, arginine is a major liver health nutrient. It's critical it's used actually as medicine for acute liver injuries. Arginine helps clear out hormones. If you have any female health issues, PMS, endometriosis, fibroids, these should all be regarded as liver health issues, and arginine may help you. And as I said before our break, pretty much all degenerative disease is somehow going to have a liver health component, even if it doesn't appear that way. Even if it appears that your symptoms are somehow unrelated to the liver or the digestive system, when you consider the fact that the liver is so multifunctional, it does so many different things, it's so critical to the way we eat and the way we drink and the way we live our lives. If we take prescription drugs, the likelihood of liver breakdown increases. There's so many reasons why the liver is involved in our health that if you're dealing with any kind of health issue, even if it doesn't seem that way, it's pretty much a sure thing that there's some kind of liver health issue involved. And the longer we're taking our prescription drugs, by the way, the more likely liver health is going to be compromised. And this is something that doesn't show up on the package insert. The package insert, which everybody should read in my opinion, my pharmacist opinion, if you're on a drug, you want to read the package insert. Doctors hate when you read the package insert, and I used to get in trouble giving patients the package insert, but nonetheless, if you go get a prescription, get the package insert, which will describe all the potential adverse reactions and side effects. The thing about the liver is it may not necessarily show up. Liver health problems may not necessarily show up as a side effect, but because the liver is doing all the work, and the more drugs you're on, the more work it's doing, there's a pretty good chance that if you're on a prescription drug for a long period of time, for weeks or months or years, your liver is going to be bearing the brunt, and liver compromise is likely on some level. Prednisone and other steroid hormone drugs, estrogen replacement therapy, are especially burdensome on the liver, not surprisingly, because the liver is a hormone processing organ in addition to a drug processing organ. If you're menopausal, and nearly 20% of women are menopausal, you want to pay especially close attention to the health of your liver. And by the way, as far as symptoms of menopause go, the hot flashes, the anxiety, the mood changes, the insomnia, the night sweats, you couldn't possibly put together a more accurate description of a stressed out body, a generalized stress response. Remember, we got these two nervous systems. We got the relaxation nervous system and the stress nervous system, and menopausal symptoms, in my opinion, are best regarded as signs that the body is in a generalized stress emergency way of functioning, and liver health or lack of liver health, and emergency mode functioning, stress functioning, go hand in hand. So what do we do to improve liver health? Well, first of all, no surprise here, we change the way we eat. That's the first thing you want to do always, but especially when you have a major digestive structure like the liver. Real simple strategy is to simply eat less food. Simply getting less calories in your body. That's the reason why every single study on longevity shows that you live longer when you eat less. It's a good idea to dramatically reduce sugar intake as well because, of course, the liver's processing sugar. Same with fats and processed fats, I should say, especially processed fats because the liver's clearing those out too. Okay, a couple more things I'll tell you when we come back from our break. And then we'll take your phone calls. 855-660-4261. Okay, we are back on the bright side. I am Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for joining us. If you like what you hear, or tell your friends, we're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on our archive page at brightsideben.com. We've got 3.5 years of archives, lots of good health information. I know I give lots of information on this program. Sometimes people tell me it's too much. Sometimes radio people tell me it's too much information. You guys don't say that. I get lots of letters and notes that say you like the information, and I want to give you too much information. I'd rather give you way extra information. There's this a way of learning the violin called the Suzuki method. Some of you may have heard of, and the Suzuki method is when they teach little kids how to play the violin, and they teach them how to play the hardest pieces they could possibly play. And of course, the kids can't do it. But then when it comes to playing a real simple piece, a real basic kind of piece, they can play it real well, and that's called the Suzuki method. So this program, in a way, is like the Suzuki method in nutrition and nutritional supplementation. We give you lots and lots of information, and you end up maybe remembering 5 or 10%. Of course, we repeat it a lot, so over time you remember even more. But even if you know 5 or 10%, if you get 5 or 10% of what we tell you, that's a whole lot more information than the average folks have, than the average folks are going to have, and average doctors, for that matter, or average medical professionals are going to have. And that's the way I like it. I want you guys to leave this program every day knowing or learning at least 1 or 2 things that can up your game, that can make you better in some way when it comes to health, when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to living life. That's my mission, is I want every interaction that I have with anybody, personal, professional, spiritual, any kind of interaction, to somehow up my listeners' game on some level. And that's what I hope happens after you listen to this program. Every time you listen to this program, and as I say, they're all our shows are up at brightsideben.com. If you miss a program, you can review them, or you can check them out at brightsideben.com. Or if you want to search a program by topics, head to benfuchsarchives.com. Thank you to Peter in the UK who set that up, and that's got a little search box where you can search for specific topics. And then also you can check out my blog, pharmacistben.com, which we update regularly with news stories as well as blog posts. Thank you to my webmaster, Robert Lundgren. And then one more thing, we'll get your calls here in a minute. We're going to be doing I am doing phone webinars. I got to figure a good term for that, for these phone webinars or phone calls, conference calls, where we'll talk about various subjects. This Sunday we're going to talk about the Healthy Start Pack. Our dial-in number is 559-726-1300, access code 455-987-pound, and that will be every Sunday at 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 7 o'clock Central Time. Okay, let's see. For the liver, well, we'll finish this thing up with the liver, and I'll tell you how arginine works for the liver, why arginine is so important. And then we'll finish up talking about dysbiosis and digestive system breakdown as it regards the gut. We'll do all that next week on the bright side. Time to hit our phones. 855-660-4261 is our number. Alicia in Texas, welcome to the bright side. What's going on?
Hi, thanks, Ben, for taking my call.
Sure, what's up?
I just had a quick success story that I wanted to tell everyone.
Nice.
I'm 24, and when I was 20, I was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism. I had a doctor tell me that my liver was not processing correctly, and tons of other, symptoms were happening. Well, I stumbled across your show here in Austin, and, to back up, I was taking thyroid medicine for 2 years. It helped for a little bit, and then I still felt terrible. But 2 years ago, started taking tangy tangerine, went gluten-free, started supplementing. And guys, I feel amazing.
Nice.
And I know it's spiritual as well.
Nice.
By the grace of God, I've been healed, and
Praise
I exercise, supplementing. But y'all, there's no need for us to be so unhealthy, and especially young kids. It's crazy.
Good for you. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now go pay it forward and tell everybody you know.
I tell everybody I'm so zealous about your show. My 3-year-old nephew drinks Tangy Tangerine. It's his juice. He loves it.
Nice.
It's awesome. So, yeah,
Awesome.
Thank you, Ben. God bless you. And I'm so happy and grateful for you spitting out the truth to everyone.
Thank you. God bless you as well. Have a beautiful day, Alicia. Appreciate that very much. Love hearing success stories. You know, I get them all the time via the phone, via Facebook, via letters. I wish you guys out there, I know you're listening, you got success stories. Please, when you share your success stories, it's much more meaningful to other listeners who are suffering and dealing with health challenges than me just giving out theory and ideas. It's always, personal experience always trumps theory and general academic kinds of notions, as interesting as the chemistry is and as interesting as the theoretical academic kinds of things are, the ideas and the concepts. It's the personal experience that's always important. Thanks so much for sharing that, Alicia. Okay, let's go to Minnesota. What's going on, Jeff? Welcome to the bright side, buddy.
Hi, Ben. I've been on the healthy blood sugar pack since February. I've on dialysis. Things are going well. People notice a difference in me. They've taken me off some medication. They were giving me vitamin D while I was on the machine and for my thyroid, and they said they don't have to do that anymore.
Nice.
I started out at 4 hours on dialysis. I'm down to 3 hours.
Nice.
On it, so
nice.
3 days a week. So things are going in the right direction.
Okay.
I'm in it for the long haul, and I'm patient, but it seems like since I've been on dialysis, my bowel movement goes from normal to constipated to diarrhea in a week's time.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's the binders they give me that cause that. They give me
What are they
calcium
giving you?
acetate. Calcium acetate.
Yeah, calcium can definitely whack out, can cause constipation, mess up the digestive system.
Right, and I've been taking let's see, 6 selenium, 6 HGHs, and
what's HGH? Hang on, what do you mean HGH?
HGH, that's the longevity product. It's the youth thing or whatever. It's got stuff in that helps your vision and things.
Okay, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. What that is, but here's the deal with dialysis. First of all, when you're on dialysis and your kidneys are pooped out, the kidneys can function down to 25% functioning. So if you're on dialysis, that means you've got some pretty major kidney compromise. Mm-hmm. And if you have major kidney compromise, that means you got major dirty blood. That's how you want to think of the kidneys, and you want to think of dialysis and kidney dysfunction as the signs of long-term dirty blood. The kidneys are like a spaghetti strainer for the blood. They clean out the blood. That's their main function. And they clean out their blood. The spaghetti strainer pores, if you will, are microscopically tiny, super duper duper ridiculously tiny. And so they can get damaged very easily. That's why you have two kidneys, and that's why there's so much redundancy within the kidneys. Because it's very easy, their kidneys are very easy to get damaged by dirty blood. So you want to focus, for kidney health issues, you want to focus on keeping the blood clean. So what is it that makes the blood dirty in the first place? Well, mostly it's food. And then the second big problem with dirty blood is sugar. So between food and sugar, you got your main two strategies for keeping your kidneys healthy and reducing the time you're going to need to spend on dialysis in your particular case. And that's how you want to be focusing on these things. But more problematic, in my opinion, is the fact that after you're on dialysis, you're not replacing your water-soluble nutrients. Did they give you B vitamins and vitamin C and electrolytes when you're done with dialysis, Jeff? No, they don't. I don't know why they don't. It seems commonsensical. You've just lost all your water-soluble vitamins through the dialysis. So, of course, you can run into health problems after dialysis. So, hang on, Jeff, because we got to take a break. But replacing those water-soluble nutrients is important for all of us. All of us, and this is so underappreciated. Nobody's talking about this, and to me, this could be one of the biggest health crises that we're dealing with is a deficiency in water-soluble nutrients. So hang tight, Jeff. We'll finish up when we come back from our break. Don't go away. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this. Alrighty, we are back on The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 855-660-4261 is our number. We're talking to Jeff in Minnesota. Jeff, after dialysis, you're particularly low in water-soluble vitamins, and this is so important. You have two kinds of vitamins, two kinds of chemicals in the body, and two kinds of vitamins in the body. You've got the watery kinds, and you've got the fatty kinds. You've heard of that probably, Jeff. Water-soluble, fat-soluble, okay? The fat-soluble vitamins and fat-soluble nutrients in general are involved in long-term kinds of chemistry. And this is sort of a generalization, but generally speaking, they're involved in building and growth and repair. I'm talking about vitamins D, E, A, and K. We call them DEEK. And those are your fat-soluble vitamins. The water-soluble vitamins and the electrolytes are involved in quick kinds of reactions. They're involved in nervous system health and cardiovascular health and digestive and skin health issues. Things that move fast in the body depend on the electrical kinds of activity that is enhanced or supported by these water-soluble nutrients. When you have dialysis, they're all coming out of your body. So there is a really, really good chance, my friend, that you are deficient in these very important electrically active, fast-acting, action supporting nutrients, the B complex, vitamin C, which is ridiculously important, and electrolytes. So a couple things that you're going to want to do, and that is number one, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. That's where the BTT really excels, is in these water-soluble nutrients. To me, that's what makes the BTT such an important and critical nutritional supplement, because it's a great source of these water-soluble nutrients that are easy to become deficient in, especially if you're on dialysis, or we're all deficient in them. Also, vegetable juices can help. Those are great sources, and vegetables in general are great sources of electrolytes. And then also things like bone soup might help you with some electrolytes. Any kind of liquid nutrition is going to be good, a good source of electrolytes if it's made with fresh, whole kinds of foods, especially vegetables, though. That's your best source, in my opinion, of water-soluble nutrients and electrolytes. So B vitamins, vitamin C, potassium, calcium, sodium, all of these kinds of electrolytic nutrients, and you'll get them in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, as well as in vegetables and vegetable juices, and vegetable soups, for that matter. Does that help you at all? Did I answer your question?
Another thing I noticed when I'm in the constipation mode, my blood pressure is higher and my blood sugar is harder to control. Is that normal too?
Absolutely. Well, think of what constipation is. It means you're not eliminating. That means toxicity is building up in the body. It's a major stressor on the body. Magnesium, by the way, just for quick results for the constipation, a quick laxative, magnesium can have some quick laxative effects, and then vitamin C can have some quick laxative effects. And if you're doing not replacing your vitamin C and you're losing it, there's a good chance that you could be deficient anyway. So try a teaspoon of vitamin C.
Does that herbal rainforest stuff work pretty good?
Yes. That'll also help you too. That's a good point. Thank you for bringing that up. All right, Jeff, got to move on. Thank you so much, buddy. God bless you. Good luck with everything. Okay, let's go to Jay in Indiana. What's up? Welcome to the bright side, Jay. Okay, do we have Jay?
Thanks, Ben, for what you do.
Hey, bud. Hey, how's it going, bro?
Good. Hey, I noticed the other day, about 4 days ago, in my right eye, I started seeing a few little brown and
floaters.
Black.
You got the floaters going on, right?
Yeah, it's not happening in my left eye, but I've read that it could be hardly nothing to worry about, all the way to something serious that could cause blindness if your retina detaches. So, what's your take on it?
It could go either. It's definitely something you want to. You don't necessarily want to worry about it, but it's definitely something you want to pay attention to. The eye is like the eyeball is filled with this kind of jelly-like substance, and once that jelly-like substance starts to break down, fibers can form in the eye, and that's what an eye floater is. You're actually seeing the breakdown inside the eye, so it's a sign that the eye is beginning to break down, which is not good. And if the eye is starting to break down, that means other things are starting to break down. So it's a sign that the body is generally beginning to degrade. And it'll show up in other ways as well over the course of time. So what you want to do is you want to regard it as a secondary symptom of a primary breakdown. Does that make sense? It's a sign that there's something underneath that's problematic. And whenever you're backtracking to the primary fundamental breakdowns, there's only three. There's the digestive system, there's the blood sugar system, and then there's the stress system or the adrenal thyroid system. But the real two primal areas where you want to focus is on digestion and also on blood sugar issues. Now, you're not a diabetic, correct? I mean, you're not a diagnosed diabetic. We're all, to some extent, pre-diabetic, and chances are you got some issues, but that's good. You have all your organs, too? Your gallbladder? And,
yes.
Okay, good. So here's the first thing you want to do. You want to link you want to find digestive symptoms. You want to search for them. Not make them up, not create them, but look for them. There's chances are, if you're over the age of 50, and I assume you are, at least, or late 40s or 50s, chances are you got something going on in the digestive system. Find it, link it to foods, eliminate those foods, and then simultaneously, start to do things that patch up the digestive system. Probiotics, obviously, if you've listened to this program, you know I'm a big fan. Get on a good probiotic supplement. You may want to try the New Beyond Organic products, which are awesome, by the way. The Suero V, the Amasai, and also the cheese. All of those are probiotic dense. Glutamine supplements can help with digestive health issues. The Z-Radical from Longevity can also help. The Healthy Start Pack, that goes without saying. That's going to put the basic nutrients into your system. The second thing you want to do is start to stabilize the blood sugar. More protein can also help you with your eyes as well. Protein is building a building substance, and then that'll also help you wean off of sugar and breads and pastas and those kinds of foods that'll whack out your blood sugar. And then using sugar metabolizing nutrients as well can be helpful. Chromium and vanadium, you'll get those in the Sweeties. The Beyond Tangy Tangerine will help you process sugar. The amino acids arginine, which we've been talking about, which is a building amino acid, that can be helpful. The amino acid taurine can be helpful. And then there's a substance called choline. Just think blood sugar support. And then specifically, there are some some supplements that you could take that are specific for some of that tissue in the eye. Although you do have to do the first two, work on the digestive system and the blood sugar system. That's primal. But then there's something called high hyaluronic acid that can be very helpful for eye health issues. It can also be helpful for building kinds of building reactions. High hyaluronic acid and glucosamine. There's a relationship between those two important nutrients, and you can get your glucosamine in the glucogel caps, and you may want to consider using the glucogel caps as well. The Vision FX from Longevity might be helpful. Vitamin A is very important for the eyes, and it's also important for the digestive system via the liver. 20,000 international units of vitamin A may be helpful for you. 50 milligrams of zinc a day may be helpful for eye health issues. And then vitamin E is also important for eye health issues. 400 international units a day of vitamin E. And then last but not least, focusing on the adrenal glands. And the best way to do that is with your Healthy Start Pack and working on the first 2 points of our triangle, the digestive system and the blood sugar system, and then making sure you're doing your deep breathing techniques. Don't underestimate the importance of oxygen for keeping inflammation down and for helping support the building process. Oxygenation is even more important than nutriation when it comes right down to it. You can go a long time without nutrients, but a week or a month even without food, but you can't go very long without oxygen, and many of us are deprived of oxygen. Once our blood oxygen level starts to drop, anything's possible. So slow, deep breathing techniques activate that relaxation response. The parasympathetic nervous system is where healing begins. That's where healing occurs, is when the body's parasympathetic nervous system, the relaxation nervous system, is kicking in. So using your deep breathing techniques can be helpful as well. Hope that helps you, Jay. I got to move on. Is that okay?
Have you heard of nutritive eye drops like in acetylcarnitine?
They're not going to help you specific. You can try them, but that's not really what it's about. You're not going to get them into the eye by using eye drops. Not to any large extent. But NAC, now that you mention it, that can be helpful as a supplement for everything, but especially for the health of the digestive tract and the liver. N-acetylcysteine, as we've said so many times, is liver medicine. Essentially, it's liver medicine, and that can be helpful. Yes, I'm not sure about the drops so much, although they may have some anti-inflammatory properties. You'll have to see on that one. Okay? Right. Thanks so much, Jay. Have a beautiful day, buddy. All right, Carl, the Truth Raider, got about a minute. What's going on, bro? Long time no talk to.
Hey, there's Pharmacist Ben. Hey, radiation from dental x-rays. I have to go to the dentist. And I'm afraid of what I need to protect from that.
I don't blame you. They're very glib about that. They'll say, "Well, it's as much radiation as you get from an electronic door." I've heard dentists say, or craziness like that. Look, radiation's not good. X-rays are not good. Whether you need it or not, that's a decision you and your dentist have to make. But it's not good. So how do you protect yourself? Use selenium. The ultimate selenium is very protective against radiation. Use sulfur. MSM sulfur is protective against radiation. Algae, bentonite, zeolite. These are all protective against radiation. Vitamin C may be the most protective of all the vitamins anyway against radiation. So lots of things you could do, but it's just best avoided. But you'll have to discuss that with your dentist. Thanks for your call, Carl. And that's all the time we have for today. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for listening, folks. Have yourselves an awesome, wonderful, beautiful day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.